Hello all, and welcome to this introductory session for Printed Intelligence Product Development course. So the idea today is to give you a short introduction to this course. Maybe not so much on the actual topic, but how this course should be implemented and what are the main points here. So just to give you an instructions on the work that you should be doing. This Moodle platform has been opened last week, and all the necessary info is included here at the Moodle platform. So there are not that many topics here, but still all the necessary info is included here. I think this image, which is quite small, but let me just try to make it bigger. I think this image kind of includes or kind of includes all the necessary points that are the topics for this course. So now we are starting this by giving you this introduction, and you should try to make groups, or even if you're doing individually this whole course, you should start the work almost immediately. Because there will be some deadlines on this course that you have to follow. So I think you should start the grouping and your own product case ideation immediately. And this whole course is kind of a project work, and whatever your topic is what you are working on related to that topic. There are different, of course, subtopics under this whole project work, and I will go through these on the product development case introduction later on today. And there is a documentation that you have to do. There are assignments for that, and I will also show them later on. And final presentations and evaluation of other projects is one key part of this. During this project work that you are doing, I think what is important that you remember that there is a possibility to have testing and printing of whatever is needed at the PrinLab facilities. I understand, of course, that many of you don't have the possibility to come to Oulu during these times, but this is a possibility that those of you who have the possibility, you can use that. But this course is meant so that it can be done fully online. So it is definitely not necessary to have this PrinLab testing. There will be online lectures, not that many of those, but still, I think already this week on Thursday there will be this like a product development lecture, 45 minutes. And all the material can be found here at the Moodle platform, like I already told you. So whenever you have questions, you can contact me or Tommy, and you can see the contact information there. There will be tutoring sessions every Thursday at 2:30. So you are free to join those tutoring sessions. But of course, if you have something in your mind and want to have answers to your questions, you can contact directly us. description and information for the course you can find here. There's a separate document which kind of concludes all the necessary info of the course. So if you don't look anything else, so please just read that course description and information document. There will be some info on this first starting page of this Moodle platform. So for example, these Teams meetings or online lectures or whatever we have, they will be shown here. Of course, there are these two areas of this Moodle platform, briefings from teachers, where we will be giving you some short news and stuff like that, so that it will help you through these studies in this course. And of course, you can ask like those general questions on that forum too. Okay, so then about the course material. This topic here, as you can see, is all about those materials, and these are at your use. So there are some lecture slides, something that will be, for example, in this week on Thursday, or there are other lecture slides from previous courses. For example, from Matti Koivu, who is currently working at VTT, and also from Kari Rönkä, who is also currently working at VTT. Both of them have a long history working in the development processes in companies. So really good material on that sense. There are links to different materials which are kind of let's say background material or guidance material for your work. So for example, if you like to have some sort of a way of dealing with product development processes and what is needed, for example, you can use this NABC value proposition platform. You can also use this business model canvas, which is, let's say, more related to thinking about business development, but of course it can be used also at product development processes. There are also some books. They are online books which can be read, I think, through library. Also some master thesis and research work on the product development processes. This is at your disposal, these materials, so use them if you like, but it's not like mandatory. So if you find a good material for product development processes or TRL or whatever is needed in this course, feel free to use it, of course. It's not mandatory to go through all of this material, but it is here for your help. We might add at some point more material, but anyway, this is like the main material that you can use. And there's also a list of materials in this course description document here. And then maybe the main key points. So what we expect that you will do on this course, what you should do. So we have divided these main points, let's say, into two sections. So these 2 and 3, these topics are highly related to each other, because the main point is this printed intelligence product development. But the TRL, technology readiness level assessment, is a really key part of that whole product development process. From here, you can find information on TRL. This is, I think most of you have already already know this topic. It is widely used all over the world, not only in development projects and in public organizations and research organizations, but also in companies. And there's a lot of info that can be found from several sources. There's also TRL slides at your service here. So this is kind of supporting material for this your assessment work. I think what you should look from here is that there's a lot of information on TRL, like I said, but in these slides, say like this information can be found quite easily. So what is TRL? What are the different levels? What do they mean? But I think in this slide set, there is a quite good information on the assessment process, how it should be done, as you see in this image. And for example, for the different TRL levels, kind of a list of questions that should be focused and answered on, so that you know that you are on that level. I think this is quite good when you are thinking about the TRL level assessment. So that is something that you should look at. But the actual assignment is so that you will make a TRL analysis and report of that, of your own or your group's product. So analyze the TRL level of your product that you are developing. I think the main point here is that, as you can see here, you should describe your product idea, whenever it is like a whole product or like a single component or whatever. So you have just to describe that product idea. Then you kind of assess the degree of readiness, level of the product development, and I think what you have to remember is that we are talking about printed intelligence products. So I think there will be and there should be some novelty value. Then you should justify the use of printed electronics. So what is the added value of printed electronics in your product development in this case? And then, of course, you have to know how to use this TRL level and how to assess your product based on that. So you have to return a report. Don't make it too long. We don't want to read really long stories of TRL analysis. So keep it simple in a way, and return a document here. And as you can see, there's a deadline, 7th of April for this document. Then we will go to this third topic, which is the actual product development work. The first one here, product development groups. So like I said, it would be beneficial if you could form small groups where you will be working to the final goal of this project and this course. Of course, there's nothing holding you from doing individual work, but anyway, if you can form some small groups. When you click on this product development group choice, you can see that there are currently 5 different groups where you can list yourself on. As you can see from the product development group, there is already 3 members, but they are still open the rest of the rest 4 groups, and there are no members. So if you have your own idea and you want to develop that individually, you just have to put here your own name on that group. If you, however, would like to join some group, and you can see that, for example, at some point there is 2 members and the product development group 3, and you would like to be the 3rd member of that group. You can send email to the fellow students. You should ask the members already on that team that whether they already have decided that they will do it on that that team, or would they be able to accept more members on the group. And of course, when you are joining a group, I think you should kind of propose that what you will be bringing on that group. So it will be a group effort and joint effort between this group members. So you will be bringing something into that group. But anyway, just click on your choice and then save my choice. So it is really as simple as that. What are we expecting from you is a product development case, which you will be presenting on the final meeting, which will be held online on the 30th of March. Every group or every individual, if you're doing it on your own, will present your product development case. You can use the PowerPoint, which is attached here. So you can click that and you can see the PowerPoint. It kind of includes all the necessary points. I will show you this platform. Kind of, like I said, it will show you the main points that you should include in your presentation and in your report also. So basically about the product development process, you just have to see that you have to search that what is the need, why the customer needs the product, and what is the problem with the customer that you are trying to solve. What are the markets? What kind of markets it is intended for? Is it for directly for like business to business, or is it a customer product, or is it a high volume product, or whatever? So look for the need and the market of the product you are developing. I think this is kind of a difficult because I would guess that in many cases you don't have a real customer. So you have to be creative. So think about that. Use your imagination. Think about, put yourself in the customer's shoes. That what are the requirements that the customer is like asking you to fulfill in your product. This requirement specification is quite important because this kind of guidelines your work. So what are you actually developing? Yeah, once you have identified the customer problem, or once you have come up with the customer problem, you have to be able to think about the solution. So how the product will handle the customer problem once it's finished. What are the benefits for the customer? And is there any competition? What is your advantage in the business? So why the customer will choose you and your product? Once you have all this sorted out, I think you can do more or less the actual product development. And now one thing you have to keep in mind, this is a 5 credits course, so we are not expecting you to actually make a product during this course. This is simply not, in many cases, not possible in this time frame. But still, you could do the actual design, the layout of the product or component you are designing, and you should present those design aspects here. If you know how to use and you have the access to CAD programs, so you should use some sort of a program to make the design and the layout. And but however, if you don't have access to decent software, or maybe you don't know how to use it, it is still okay if you can kind of present the design of your work here in any way. You can maybe draw it into the paper and stuff like that, but if you have the software, you can use that and make the design. Remember, it can also be a drawing software, so it doesn't have to be like a mechanical design software like AutoCAD or whatever such like that. It doesn't have to be a electronics design software, but it can also be a drawing software where you draw the design of the product, just so that you can show it and the customer is happy to see that, okay, this is how it looks. This is like how it will be designed, and so on, so on. You can present the main parts, the technical specifications of the product. This is highly dependent on what kind of product are we talking about. But anyway, for most of the product, you can present some specifications, what you have designed. Then you have to think about the manufacturability, feasibility. Is it possible to even to make it? How the product can be implemented? This is quite important when we are talking about printed intelligence products, because really already on the design phase, you have to think about how to manufacture it. Or are there any approvals, any maybe testing procedures that you have to follow, set by law or whatever? This is again highly dependent on the product. You can imagine that products that will be used in, let's say, hospitals, like medical products and stuff like that, they have really high testing procedures and laws that you have to follow. And then you have to make a cost evaluation based on the knowledge that you have, estimation. You already know from the previous courses that what are the materials used in the printed intelligence, what are the manufacturing processes, and you can estimate on that based on that information. You can add also more information of your product you have been designing, but at least those points there should be at some level. You will be presenting that development case on that final meeting, but you are also giving an evaluation on the other project case presentations on that. Maybe not that much on the presentation point of view, but like the product point of view. There is a evaluation form for you, and it looks like this. So basically, you will be evaluation of the different groups product idea, and there are some questions that you should really look into on that presentation. So all of these bullets, they should be answered and evaluated by you. So you can use this word platform, for example, during those presentations and write down some points here and make the evaluation. This is a really good learning process also for you. When you are evaluating and maybe thinking from the customer point of view of the other group's product, I think that's a great way to learn also about the product development and the process. You're kind of stepping into the customer's shoes and making the evaluation. Okay, so there are deadlines for this. Again, the 7th of April for these returns of this evaluation and this product presentation. And yeah, all the necessary info can be found here. And please note that there are actually 3 assignments with the deadline. The presentation, 30th of March, and then the documentations from the TRL level assessment and the actual product presentation and product idea evaluation. Okay, so that was about the material and the assignments that you have to do. It doesn't seem that lot of doing, but you can imagine that this product development case is quite hard work when you are thinking about all the necessary points of the product and also the development process. I think about the development process, especially, well, it doesn't matter if you are doing it on your own or in small groups. You have to be able to make a schedule of your work. And that is why there are deadlines, so that you learn that, yeah, in product development, there usually is deadlines. I think it's a rare case that you could do product development without any deadline. I think that would be a nice case, but unfortunately, that's not true. So make a schedule. Remember the deadline and try to stick to the schedule. If you are doing it small groups, I think it would be wise that you could select kind of a, let's say, project manager. So that somebody who is kind of responsible of following the schedule and if everybody is sticking to the schedule and doing their own work. Of course, you can like switch that project manager during these weeks that you are doing, so that all the members can be the project manager. But anyway, all the times there should be somebody who is kind of following the schedule and so that everyone is doing their work. So this is kind of not only to learn the printed intelligence product development, but also how to handle the process. That is kind of definitely the main points of this course. This 4th topic here is links and tips. So you have got to know already on the previous courses that what is printed electronics, what are the applications, what are the possibilities, and so on and so on. But still, there are some good links for different technology providers' web pages, or kind of these communities in a way, from where you can get really good information on the printed electronics and organic electronics products and services. So feel free to browse through these links and see that would there be something interesting related to this product development also. Also, of course, at the end, there will be course feedback from you. So that is in a way to help us develop this course to be better and better all the time. I think that was about it. It's a short introduction to this course. And definitely the tutoring sessions are there for you. So once you start working in this course and you run up into problems or whatever questions you might have, just visit those tutoring sessions or send us an email. We will usually answer that email during let's say 24 hours, but some cases might be longer. But anyway, we are there for you.
And from my side, maybe I have two things. Communicate actively with your team members. That is always important. You communicate together, and of course with teachers if it is needed. We are also here always, and you can ask really from emails or phones and the most important thing is that be innovative. That is the important thing in this course, that you are innovative. Yeah, back to studio.
Yeah, exactly. That was a good point. So be innovative. Okay, so there were questions about the material. So some of them were in Finnish. Yeah, Tommy already answered that yes. For example, Matti Koivu's material is actually partly in Finnish, but mostly the materials are in English. This is an English course, and whatever you are returning should be in English. Yeah, about the group size, and Tommy answered so that 1 to 5 person in groups. I think the optimal size could be, let's say, 3 to 4 persons in group. But I think we limit so that the 5 is the maximum. But also, of course, you can do it individually by yourself if you like. The question was, should we have working prototypes at the end of this course? And Tommy answered that written, but I will just read it out. So yes, you have the possibility to do some protos at the PrinLab, but it's not necessary to have the working prototype. Like I said, this is only 5 credits. And at this time frame, in many cases, it is not possible to make a working prototype. But you have the possibility if you like. And what you should remember is that you should consider this as a part of your whole master's degree studies, like it obviously it is. But in a way, it should be linked with your master's thesis, because yeah, you are doing product development on this course, and that is something that you could also be doing at your master's thesis. So link those if you can. So it will give you really, really good benefits on this whole process that you have. Then there's a question. Would it be kind to share suggestions on design and software? Yeah, I think basically it depends on the product that you are developing, because you could use some mechanical design tools, like I said, like AutoCAD or CATIA or whatever. The problem with those is that they are, let's say, highly expensive. So if you don't have access to maybe some university or our facilities, then it's problematic. There's also some, let's say, free tools for mechanical design. And there are also free tools for like electronics design. So if you want to make a layout or stuff like that, it is possible using those free tools, which are already quite easily available for you to download. I think we could make a document on the Moodle where we list some of the, let's say, most common computer-aided design tools. Also those expensive commercial ones, but also those free tools for you. So that you can see that what could be used during this project. Okay, there was a question about Rally English. Is it okay at the documents? So I think most of you have been listening to my talk today. So definitely Rally English is totally okay. You don't have to check grammar for details. And the main point is, and in all of the documents, that you show that you have understood the point of that assignment and work. So show us that you have understood and you have what kind of work have you been doing. So for example, the product development case and the documentation, you could also write down there that what was your kind of original plans and schedules and stuff like that, and how did you stick to the schedule. So that is something that you have to write there. But anyway, yeah, just as long as it is in English and you show that you have understood and what was the work that you did, that is the most important. Again, you can ask those questions later on directly from me or Tommy or during those tutoring sessions every Thursday at 2:30. But anyway, yeah, I would like to thank you for this session, and Lea, yeah, I hope you start your product development process immediately and you finish before the deadline. So you have approximately 2 months to work with this. Okay, thank you, and let's stay in contact.